Hello and welcome to Small Town Big Screen. I'm one of your hosts, Manny Manuel.
And I'm Kyle Robertson.
Today we are going to be reviewing the film Wicker Man. Let's jump right into it. Wicker Man, released on September 6, 2006, directed by Neil LaBute, written by Neil LaBute, Anthony Schaefer, starring Nicolas Cage, Ellen Burstyn, and Kate Behan. Has a Metascore of 36. It's a little rough. And a Letterboxd score of 2.0. Awards and nominations, let's start with the good ones. It did get one at the Canadian Society of Cinematographers. Won Best Cinematography for Paul Sorosi.
That's very fair.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It is a very good-looking film.
Yeah.
Let's talk about the bad. It had 5 nominations at the Razzies.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Worst Picture.
Okay.
Worst Actor for Nicolas Cage. Worst Screen Couple, Nicolas Cage and the Bear Suit. And worst remake or ripoff, and worst screenplay. This was filmed throughout the interior of BC as well as the coast. It was filmed in Merritt, mostly Merritt, and then Saturna Island. I had to look that up.
Ooh.
I didn't know where that was. I assumed, obviously, it's
Yeah.
down by Vancouver Island, but it's like right near the border.
Yes.
It's always one of my favorite things to do when I
Yeah.
look at Vancouver Island. I always forget how close it is.
Oh, yeah.
To the American border. You could like throw a rock at it.
Oh, there's also, yeah. Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I have had a lot of problems like working in the like souk area.
Yeah.
And getting American cell reception and then getting billed.
Oh.
And you have to go fight them and be like, I was in Canada, I swear. And you have to like prove it.
Oh.
Yeah. Not really. They're pretty understanding, but.
They also did a lot of other filming on Vancouver Island,
Yeah.
down in Vancouver, Langley, as well as Bowen Island.
Bowen Island, yeah.
Yeah. The plot. A sheriff investigating the disappearance of a young girl from a small island discovers there's a larger mystery to solve among the island's secretive neo-pagan community. Kyle, why don't you start off with a spoiler-free thoughts on the film?
Sounds good. So I didn't really know what to expect. I know I like Nick Cage, but I haven't.
Yeah, you do.
Yeah, I do. But I haven't seen the original Wicker Man, so I was kind of going in blind. I have seen the image of the Wicker Man,
Yep.
and I've seen Not the Bees, like that scene, out of context. But I had a pleasant time. Yeah, I took it. We'll talk about this later, but I think I took it the way that they say it was intended. Yeah, so we'll talk a bit about that. But I can see the faults. I think it's beautiful. The craft that went into the film is next level. Like it is really good. They're doing beautiful cinematography and beautiful production design in a beautiful place. So it comes together really nicely, and I had a pleasant time with it. Yeah. How about you, man?
No, I didn't like this. No. This was a really bad movie. It did look gorgeous. I'll give them that. The cinematography, that win, deserved. It looked beautiful. Obviously the locations are beautiful. That is a gorgeous part of the world, let alone Canada, let alone BC. It is stunning there. Yeah. So they showed it off very well. But the movie is garbage. Horrible movie. Nicolas Cage, not good. I shouldn't say nobody. There's one performance that was pretty good. That would be Ellen Burstyn.
Yes.
Yeah. Everyone else, nope. This was not for me. I will be. I'm happy. For those that don't listen to the other podcast, I'm not a fan of horror, so I was not excited going into this. This is not scary. This isn't thrilling. This isn't even tense in any way, shape, or form. This is a bad movie.
I'm excited to find out why you think that, Manny. Do you want to hop into our 5 favorite things?
We do.
Do you want to start?
I do.
Okay.
All right. I'll start. Obviously, we'll start with the good stuff. My number 5 is the opening shot of Merritt.
Yeah.
Absolutely gorgeous.
Yeah.
It was, again, it's a running theme on here. When they showcase the area that we live in, it always makes me excited. I've been exactly where that shot is. It really reminded me of the shot from Power Rangers from
from
Rose Hill.
Yeah.
From Rose Hill. It like for a split second I was like, did they steal that shot? And I was like, oh no, they didn't. This one came out first, anyways.
Yeah.
But it just warmed my heart.
Yeah.
To see it, and so that's my number 5.
Nice. That was actually my number 4.
Nice.
Yeah. It was for the same reasons. You stole the wind out of my number 4, but that's okay. I also have been driving to Ashcroft a lot lately, and I was convinced that the highway scene happens on the piece of highway I was driving in Ashcroft, and that was a lie. I came to find out from Terry when I asked about when we got our information from the TNFC.
Yep.
Woo! The TNFC, who was part of the TNRD. So that was a little sad, but it was nice while it lasted. I was driving the stretch of highway from, or a stretch of highway from An Unfinished Life, I think.
Mm-hmm.
So that was fun.
Nice.
But so my number 5, because you stole my number 4, is just the general locations. I think they literally found like the perfect locations for this, especially we're going to talk a little bit later on with our guest, who I will spoil, is Tracey Corraini. And she worked on the Bowen Island section of things, and we were talking about just how perfect, or we will talk about just how perfect that island is and the location is. But they found just perfect places. Even like the stuff they shot in our area, it's perfect for what they're doing, and it's such a like stark difference from where the rest of the film takes place that it gives the separation that I think they were going for between like his life and there.
Yep.
So yeah, I really like whoever the locations management team was and the scouts. Incredible job.
Nice.
Yeah.
My number 4 is just a singular moment, a shot from the film. There is a shot of one of the islands with the sun setting behind it. It is a beautiful, beautiful shot of an island. It captured my attention. Again, props to the cinematographer for capturing such a beautiful shot, but that's my number 4.
I like it.
Thanks.
Excuse me. So I'm skipping my number 4 because you took it.
Okay.
So my number 3, game time decision, I'm going to change it to the cinematography.
Okay.
There was a minor moment on the ferry where a semi goes by on the ferry, and I just thought that was really fun.
It was a cool moment,
Yeah, I enjoyed that. But it's going to leave my list for the cinematography.
Okay.
Yeah, I like it a lot. We've talked about it a lot already, so I'll not beat a dead horse, but it's amazing. They did a great job.
All right.
Yeah.
My number 3 is the bee scene when he stumbles across the hives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And I just enjoyed the sound mixing.
Yeah.
Was done well.
Yeah.
And the way that they had the beehives, and then you get the aerial shots, so you see that they are also in a honeycomb.
Yeah.
I thought it was well done. For someone that has a family member who is allergic to bees, he claims he's allergic to bees. Sorry, he would have been dead.
Yeah.
But it is a movie, so you just suspend your disbelief. It did not wreck it
Yeah.
in any way, shape, or form. But if he'd be so dead so fast. But yeah, other than that, I just really liked it. Especially, again, a lot of stuff comes down to the cinematography. That aerial shot showing the honeycomb was really, really well done. Just a scene that I really enjoyed.
Nice. And that also comes back to the production design. They did a great job. I really like the physicality of his performance in that scene too. I know. We'll differ on that. So my number 2, you're going to immediately revolt against this. But there's a good reason that I think you can get behind.
Okay.
I really like the story of this, the base story.
Okay.
I think it's really good.
I won't fight you on this.
Okay. And I think it's most likely because this story comes from a really good movie that's being remade. But I'm very intrigued by just the idea of this movie, and like I like kind of cult movies too. And
We're talking like just the base story, right?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. So the idea of like the beehive as like the thematic thing and how this cult came to be and all of it, I find it very interesting. So I'm super excited to watch the original probably very soon. I wanted to do it before, but didn't get a chance.
That's fair.
Yeah.
Even though you've watched like 16 movies, I saw.
Yeah. It's because it wasn't streaming, so I would have had to watch it on my computer.
Gotcha.
That would have made me sad.
Gotcha.
Yeah.
So we forgot to throw this in here, but we will be spoiling parts of the movie.
Oh, yeah.
So my number 2 is the twist.
Ah, yeah.
Yeah. I found that enjoyable.
Nice.
I thought it was well done.
Yeah.
Which was surprising because most of the movie isn't.
Yeah.
No, that's we're staying positive in here. I found it an interesting idea, and it carried through. I kept wondering as the colony reveals its true intentions. I was sitting there wondering. I'm like, okay, how is he going to get out of this? Like, where's the hero moment? Which one of these? And it was bothering me. I'm like, okay, which one of these colony members is going to come help him? But at the same time, like, it better not be any of them, because the only one that even closely had a connection with, he fought, which is Lily Sobieski's character.
Yeah.
So I was like, nobody better have a change of heart. And so when he goes up in flames, I was like, all right, kudos to you for following through. And then I did enjoy, I'll put it with the ending as well, the ending where Lily and I can't remember the other lady's name, his former partner, his baby mama.
Sarah.
Yeah.
Yeah.
When they come into the club, I like how they show that this is and they intimate it in the film that this is a recurring trap that they lay. And so I enjoyed this, and I think they're showing that this is Lily's first time out there as a honey trap, to use the bee theme.
Nice.
Yeah. So yeah, the twist and the ending were enjoyable.
Yeah. I did enjoy that quite a bit.
Okay.
Yeah. So my number one. You do this often, and I don't think I've done it yet. My number one is a quote.
Wow.
Yeah.
Okay.
It is a quote when Nick Cage first gets to the cult.
Okay.
And he is... Oh, yeah. You got it. I saw you look around and it just started going up.
Awesome.
It was a fly. It wasn't a spider.
Oh, I knew it was a fly.
Okay. And now our listeners do too. So he shows them the picture of the missing kid.
Yes.
And they don't look at it. And the way that he delivers his line, which is just a tip, it helps if you actually glance at it. I was laughing so hard. Just the way that he delivered that and their reaction to it, like, it was perfect.
That's actually a pretty good scene.
Yeah, that scene was awesome. And I think he was awesome. I loved his confidence of like, I am a cop. I'm here to find this child, and none of you are getting in my way. And he's like very confident about it being there. And they really are confident about him leaving. And so the dichotomy of that was really fun in that scene. And just the way that he delivered that line was so biting, but almost like very sarcastic and perfect. And then their reaction was exactly what it needed to be as well. So that's my number one.
Awesome. I'm glad you enjoyed that scene. That scene was actually pretty good.
Thank you.
My number one is something that we've been talking about throughout the entire thing. It's the cinematography.
Yeah.
This movie's beautiful.
Nice.
Shot well. Everything about it looks great. At no point did it feel low budget, even though the acting definitely was. I got to throw that in there. Screenplay was horrible, but cinematography, it looked great the entire time. There's a lot of really good. I gotta do it. I gotta speak my truth. The movie, at no point did I not enjoy what I was looking at, but at times I hated what I was watching.
Did you come up with that one? Rehearse it?
No, thought of it right now.
Okay.
That was off the dome.
Wow. All right. Well, on that note, why don't we just move straight into what you didn't like about the film, Manny?
Yeah, everything.
Okay.
The acting. We'll narrow it down. The acting is really bad. Cage is fine. He's not bad. He's fine. He's not elevating it. He's not bringing it down. And Ellen Burstyn is actually good as the cult leader. But everyone else is bad, especially the character Sarah. Mm-hmm. She's atrociously bad. Okay. Atrociously bad.
Yeah.
The movie just seemed to drag. I was having a rough time really caring about anything. It was not good. It's just not good. It's not good. Not good.
All right. Good. Well, thank you for qualifying that with some really deep insights. What I didn't like about the film was it had like a not predictability, but it had this like, what's the term? Who's the writer that does all of the world-ending monsters and stuff? And it's like a term for inescapable doom in a movie or book.
No idea.
I want to say Wells, but that's wrong.
H.G. Wells?
No, that's wrong.
Okay.
It's got to be wrong. He's not a good human being.
Oh.
He's the one with that cat.
Nope. Still don't know who you're talking about. A cat? Like Dr. Evil from Inspector Gadget? He's got a cat.
No, it's not Dr. Evil from Inspector Gadget.
Oh, that's not even Dr. Evil. That's Austin Powers. What is that guy's name? Dr. Claw.
There you go.
Nailed it.
He wrote Color Out of Space. Lovecraft.
H.P.
Lovecraft.
There you go.
Yeah. So it feels kind of like Lovecraftian.
Okay.
Is almost what they were going for. And because the kind of Lovecraftian terror is there's an inescapable doom that you slowly progress towards, and no matter how hard you try and stop it or avoid it, you can't. And that's what happened in this movie. But at no point did it feel that way. It just didn't, like, it was like the script was for that. The story was for that. That's what happened. He's stuck there. They've got him in his trap the whole time, and he can kind of tell, but he can't get out of it. He's stuck himself in there for that kid. So he can't get out of it. But it never feels like there's this overarching terror or this like overbearing weight from the community on him. Like if you see in Midsummer, it feels a lot more like things are against her the whole time. In this one, it didn't feel quite so much. Maybe it was like too much of like an investigation movie.
Maybe. There's no tension in this movie whatsoever.
Yeah. Like that's really what I'm getting at, I think. So that was my issue with it.
All right. That's a fair issue.
Yeah, thank you.
All right.
Cool.
So moving on from there, we have our peek behind the curtain.
We do. And I will see y'all there. Welcome to a peek behind the curtain. We're joined again by Tracey Corraini. Thank you very much for coming back to join us on another episode.
No problem.
So today it's the Wicker Man.
Yeah.
I'm very, very excited to talk to you about this. So why don't you walk me through a little bit about what you did on this film?
I was called in to Bowen Island to be background.
Nice. I love Bowen Island.
Yeah,
It's
I had
such a
never been
beautiful
there, so I
place.
was like, yes, right away. And I got up early, got over to the ferry, got on to the island, which I think because they had been filming there for a little while, because if you've seen the movie, you know that like the people that live on the island are all like dressed very down.
Yeah.
And they wanted you to come in your, like, once they had set your costume for like out of wardrobe or whatever, that that's what you wore. So they had all these people that were showing up on the ferry in that kind of outfit.
Yeah.
And yeah, we were getting some looks, but yeah, we all showed up to the tents, and then they would take us over to the site. And yeah, background for the last of the 15 minutes of the movie about that in the end, the procession of
Ooh.
the climax of the movie. Yeah.
Oh, that's the best part.
Yeah, where it, the plot thickens there
Yeah.
at the end. Yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
So what was that experience like of being on set? And then what was the experience in retrospect once you got to see the film later?
Okay. Um Again, I met very, very nice people.
Nice.
It's funny how, you just kind of sift. I don't know, somehow it happens that you wind up sitting with the same people. And yeah, they were really great people. And other than the clothes that I brought with me for costume, they did these, I don't know, funky, weird things with our hair.
Yeah.
And because everybody, like the procession, as you see, like people are wearing masks, people are
Right.
like, it's supposed to be this celebration, right?
Yeah.
And so that was kind of fun to do each day, but to see, what we were supposed to carry, was it a lantern? Was it an animal thing? Was it I don't know, like it was fun to watch it all come together, and to
Nice.
see the large structure of the Wicker Man was amazing.
I can only
It
imagine.
was amazing.
Nice.
Yeah.
It was all built practically, eh?
It was all there.
Wow.
It was incredible. It was, I would say, like 3 stories tall. And yeah, when we weren't filming, I'm an artist, so I'm sitting there sketching it, and because I'd never seen anything like
Yeah.
that, really.
Oh yeah. No,
Yeah.
that's crazy. I can't even think of, like, in the States they have all of these like giant like attractions and all of that. So like we
Yeah.
don't really have that around here, except
Yeah.
for maybe like the dinosaurs in Drumheller or something.
Yeah.
But yeah, that's such a cool thing to have seen and been a part of.
Yeah.
So what do you think of the movie itself, and what did you think watching that like end sequence? Because it is very like the drama is picking up a lot. And did you catch
Mhm.
yourself in the scene as well?
I haven't gone frame by frame,
Mhm.
but I'm pretty sure somewhere in there I
Yeah.
could pick myself out.
Nice.
Because I was there when they did the "not the bees, not the bees" scene, right? Like, I
Nice.
know it got cut out of the theater.
Yeah. It's
At
like
it,
one of the most
but
famous
I
scenes of the
know,
movie,
I
though.
know, but it was so great to now know, I watched
Yeah.
Nicolas Cage do that from like 4 feet away. And when we were filming, and they're saying, okay, start over here, and all of you 100 people, walk this way, and you're filming, and then it's like cut, and then you go to a whole different scene where you're standing there going, the drone must die, the drone must die. It's kind of when I watch the movie now, it's like, oh yeah, wow, that was like 3 days later. But no, I had a lot of fun doing
Nice.
it. Yeah.
Yeah. Yeah, it must feel kind of like weird in the moment. I always find that with movies, like something will happen and it feels really weird in the moment, but once it's cut together, it obviously makes sense.
Yeah.
So that's one where it must have been kind of odd doing that kind of stuff.
And then, well, being there for as long as we were for filming those last 15 minutes, it was a couple of weeks anyway of being there to film, and watching the movie right down to the last scene where where they light it.
Yeah.
And the thing burns. We were all standing, like I had been taken out of background at that point and made a stand-in for one of the attendants.
Yeah.
So I'm right up front in the line, like next to the Molly Parker body doubles and the Ellen Burstyn body double or whatever, right? And we were all watching that thing burn and standing so close to it. Well, not really so close to it, but like
Yeah.
standing in front of it. and they were like, oh, not cutting, no cut, no cut. And
Wow.
so we're standing there watching this burn, and all of a sudden, like, okay, cut. And all of us in the front row are like 2nd-degree burns. I'm not kidding. Like, we all had to wind up over at medic.
Oh no.
We all wound up at medical because we all had 2nd-degree burns from standing in front of the thing.
Jeez. And I guess that's why they have body doubles.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
man.
But that was a very memorable moment too, like standing in front of it. But then when you watch the scene in the movie, I mean, you can't really even see anybody's face, but
Yeah.
that was me right there. I was getting 2nd-degree burn. Yeah.
Nice. So what was that process of like switching from background to body double?
They pulled a couple of us out because Leili Sobieski couldn't come in. So they wanted actually a body double for Leili Sobieski. So they had the
Nice.
2 of us,
Yeah.
and they picked the other girl.
Yeah.
And they said, but they wanted me for attendant number 1 or something. So the 2 of us went over to hair and makeup and got the costume and
Nice.
another braid
Yeah.
in my hair. And that was, again, just magic of the moment. It's like, we
Yeah.
need you. They don't make it too difficult. I
Yeah.
don't think. I mean, they have to get close, but
Right.
there's a lot to pick from. But
Nice.
yeah, it was good. And the experience of like standing in front of that thing when it burned, because it was all made underneath of all the wood that you see is this structure that they've put up with metal.
Oh
And
yeah.
so all of the nails that had gone into the piping became
Oh.
flutes.
Oh wow.
It sang.
Oh
It
wow.
really, the structure, the man sang. It was wild. Like at the end, when they cut, we asked them, like, did you get that? Because it was so eerie. It was
Yeah.
creepy.
Wow.
It
That's
was.
cool.
Yeah.
Oh, I would have liked to
Yeah.
be in the area for that.
Yeah. No, I would like to see, I would like to hear it again, really.
Yeah.
Like, I just remember that moment where the man started to sing. Yeah.
Nice.
Mhm.
That's almost like scarier than just
There
the
we-
fire.
right.
Yeah, than the
You'd think they
movie.
would put that in there,
Yeah.
right? Yeah.
Oh man.
Yeah.
Oh cool.
Yeah.
Did you get a chance to talk to the director or maybe talk to Nick Cage at all?
Again, in the scene where it's the not the bees
Yeah.
scene, I mean, he was in it.
Yeah.
He didn't really talk. He was in it.
That's fair.
And so, close enough to, like have him, he's closer than you are now,
Wow.
or as close as you are now.
Yeah.
But, I don't know. I think for his process, what I remember was he had a boat that he didn't take the ferry, obviously. He had his own boat. And he would come to set and jump into it. So
Nice.
yeah, no, I like the movie. I
Yeah.
know it doesn't get a great rating.
Yeah.
But and some people find it unintentionally funny. But when I don't know that it's so funny to watch this guy burn alive.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. I think one of the, and Manny and I will talk about it later. Oh yeah, I forgot to mention there's no Manny again.
Mm.
Viewers, so sorry.
Mm.
But what I'll talk to Manny about this a little later on in the rest of the episode.
Mhm.
But it was actually apparently intended as a very like black, dark,
Yeah.
like
Yes.
satirical comedy.
He says that
Yeah.
now. Yeah.
Yeah. And so it's kind of it's interesting because when I watch it, I definitely don't dislike it as much as like
They
the
say.
critical. Yeah, I think people were
Yeah.
hypercritical.
Yeah.
I think it's a perfectly enjoyable film.
Yeah.
And,
Obviously not the original. Like
Yeah,
that's
yeah.
the cult favorite, I think.
Yeah.
For sure. But I don't know. I thought it was done well.
Yeah, me too. And
I do.
I'm a Nick Cage fan, so
Yeah.
again, like
Yeah.
I'm easily happy with Nick Cage.
Yeah, it was great to watch him work.
Yeah.
It was.
Nice.
Mm-hmm.
Very nice.
Mhm.
So what was it kind of like working in that island, like kind of being a little isolated and because it's only accessible by ferry? And were you able to stay on site between days, or did they send you
No,
back?
I was staying at a place down in Falls Creek.
Oh
So
yeah.
it was a trek to get over to the ferry and on the ferry and on like to get there on time
Yeah,
for
yeah,
work.
that's not an easy, like, that's not a fast drive.
No, but the vans are right there to pick everybody
Yeah.
up, and there's obviously lots of waiting because that's just part of that job.
Yeah.
But no, the island was great, and again, other than I don't blame anybody, the side glances because of our outfits,
Yep.
but because they all knew, like any of the locals would have known that we were working the film. So
For sure.
yeah.
Yeah.
But then you go over when you're waiting after to get the ferry back, and it's like, oh, I think I'll have some pizza or something, and everybody's like, oh, watching you walk into the pizza joint in your
Yeah.
outfit. Yeah.
Especially if you went with like a group,
Yeah.
because you're
Yeah,
kind of
'cause
dressed like a
everybody- yeah.
cult, and so you kind of
Yeah. Yeah. But that island has that history too.
yeah. Yes, it
It
does.
It has that witchy
Yeah,
background.
I accidentally came upon a compound last time I was there, where we were driving dirt roads, and there was a sign where a tree had fallen in front of it,
Oh.
and I guess they were used to this happening because of the fallen tree, and they just hadn't dealt with it yet. But we got partway down a dirt road, and then a crazy strong flashlight from really far away started flashing. And we were like, oh, just turn around. Like, we weren't really sure what was going on. And on the way out, we saw the back of the sign and then looked and saw, oh, private property. And then some, it gave the vibes. I will say.
You weren't invited here.
Yeah. Yeah.
I think that's in the Wicker Man. I think when he gets to the island, doesn't she say?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Like, it's very aggressive. It's like, what are you doing here? Like,
Yeah.
you weren't invited.
Yeah.
Oh, man.
That
So,
feeling.
yeah. Perfect place to make the movie, I suppose.
Yeah. Somebody was working locations good that day.
Yeah. True. How is the weather while you're shooting? It looks like pretty calm on camera, but I know things can change quick there.
No, it was great.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh,
Every
sweet.
day was really great.
Nice.
Yeah. If anything, I'd say like I was happy that our outfits were lighter because it was a little warm.
Yeah.
Well, not when the man was burning, but
Yeah.
like it was a little warm.
Nice.
Yeah.
Oh, nice.
Yeah.
Is there any other like parts of the movie that that you kind of were in or around, or any sets that you got to kind of walk through?
No, just the last 15 minutes that
Yeah.
you see in the movie with the procession
Nice.
part of it. Yeah.
Well, you got the coolest part anyway.
Yeah, where they switch the plot on you, and
Yeah.
you get to see him have his legs broken. Sure.
Yeah. Yeah, that's one of the things I really enjoyed about the movie is the production design. So
Mhm.
it's really cool that you got firsthand experience with that Wicker Man and
Yeah.
the titular part of the film.
Yeah.
It's I also really enjoyed the beehives. If you remember those, they're just
Yeah.
they're very cool and very like laid out in a very ominous, unnatural, but also natural way because it's a beehive pattern.
The honeycomb pattern. Yeah.
Yeah, but
Yeah.
it looks unnatural for some reason to me. I mean, just like the way
Yeah.
they're laid out.
Yeah.
But
Yeah. I thoroughly enjoyed the experience. It was great to be there to be a part of it, and standing and watching that scene where the little girl is like walking up with the torch. I mean,
yeah.
goosebumps,
Oh,
right? Yeah.
yeah.
I know they had to talk her into it because
yeah.
she was reluctant. She
Fair.
didn't want to burn the man alive. They had to tell her a line to get her to go to do it because she's a good little girl.
That's fair. That's good.
It
I
is.
I think
is
that's
good.
better than being really gung ho to do it.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, nice. So, did they have someone up in the
No.
Wicker Man thing? No. No stunt people up
Mhm.
there.
No, they didn't have the animals in there. It was all
Yeah.
they were just they weren't animatronic. I mean, they were just dummies.
Yeah.
Yeah, everything so it could burn.
Yeah.
Yeah,
Oh, nice.
yeah.
Yeah.
No, we watched I think when they did the interior filming, when they were hauling him like up to the
Right.
elevator part there.
Yeah.
Yeah, that was part of just sitting around and watching. But
Nice.
Yeah, they had to build it. I mean,
Yeah.
to have to build that
Oh,
thing,
yeah.
period, to make that work. Yeah, that part really impressed me.
Yeah, no, it's such an impressive build because it like simultaneously looks like very structurally sound, but it's also very like there's a lot of gaps,
Mhm.
so you can see through it quite well. So it's like my brain trying to figure out how that got built
Yeah.
is just going in overdrive.
Yeah.
It's a super cool structure, probably the coolest piece of production design that we've ever got to talk about on this
Yeah.
podcast. So
Yeah. No,
yeah.
it was worth it. I did I take a picture
Yeah,
when I was working when the little girl was walking up to light
nice.
the fire. I
Yeah.
just was like, sly, like try to I have to take a picture of it. I have to.
Of course.
So, yeah, that was very memorable.
Nice.
Mhm.
Awesome.
Mhm.
Well, is there any other part of the Wicker Man or the production that you want to talk about at all, or any side stories?
No, I think that's everything. Like the people that I met were just so great and the experience was great and yeah.
Nice.
Yeah.
That's always good to hear. I film is one of those things where it's so easy for people to become just like not the nice version of themselves.
Yeah.
And so it's always great when
I've had those
everyone's nice.
experiences too, though.
Oh yeah. It doesn't take long. You'll find someone.
Yeah. Yeah.
No, I'm really glad to hear that. And thank you so much for coming on again
Yeah.
and talking to us about talking to me about the Wicker Man. This is kind of exciting because Manny's not going to get to see this until it comes out either. So,
Okay.
but yeah, thank you very much, Tracey, for joining us. And we'll
Well,
toss it back to studio for Kyle's cool facts. And welcome back. I hope you enjoyed a peek behind the curtain. Tracey Corraini. It was a really good interview, Manny. I'm sorry you missed it.
Sorry, I had to miss it.
Yeah. Unfortunately, the schedules just didn't work out, but it's a nice little surprise for you later.
It sure is.
It was. I had a lot of fun.
Good.
Yeah. So straight into Kyle's cool facts.
Yeah.
I suppose. The missing girl's name was changed from Rowan Morrison, which it was in the original 1973 version of The Wicker Man, to Rowan Woodward, as a tribute to the original actor from the original Wicker Man, Edward Woodward.
Nice.
Yeah, kind of a nice little
That's
connection.
A nice touch. Thanks, Neil.
Yeah. Or thanks, writer.
Neil LeBute.
Oh, yeah, he did it all.
Yeah.
Good job, Neil. Woodward was actually also offered a cameo appearance in the film, but turned it down, didn't cite why.
You probably read the script.
Well, actually, Winona Ryder was offered a role in this film.
It had to be Sarah's role.
Had to be. Must have been. But she was offered the role and turned it down, citing how bad the script was.
Nice.
Whereas Woodward turned it down and said he quite liked the script.
Well, of course he did.
Yeah.
He doesn't quite have the clout of Winona Ryder. He has to say, I was just kind of busy.
Yeah.
Winona's like, that movie was not good. I'm good, thanks. I can hold out for other projects.
Yeah. Probably. I mean, it could have been fun. With Winona Ryder would have been good in that role.
Yes, she would have.
Yeah. My third fact. Though this film was widely panned upon release, and by critics especially, Nick Cage stands by it, saying he quite likes his performance, and claims that a lot of people missed that it's actually meant to be taken as a comedy. One of the big things that critics said about it was unintentionally funny, and he says that they were always going for a black comedy from pre-production onwards. So you can take, that's how I actually kind of took the movie. So I didn't have any problems with like, oh, it's supposed to be a horror and scary the whole time. And I was like, this is a black comedy to me. But I understand that a lot of people didn't take it that way. And I also understand why. Like, I see it. I get it 100%. But yeah, so he stands by it.
Well, I'm going to call horse patootie on that. But I will say that the writer-director Neil LeBute has made several very black comedies.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nice.
He is very dark. Yeah. If you've watched In the Company of Men or Your Friends and Neighbors, he has the type of sense of humor that I thoroughly enjoy.
Yeah.
Yes, that
Okay.
other people do not. Yeah. To give you a hint, In the Company of Men, the plot of the movie is these two guys are, can't quite remember the town, but it's a major city, so it could be
Yeah.
like New York or whatever.
Okay.
And they're in town to help set up a new office for whatever company, like lawyers. Don't remember the business, but it is an office kind of space.
Right.
And they, part of the team in the town that they're in is this hearing impaired woman. And so the two of them have a bet on who can sleep with her first. And she falls in love with one of them. And
Okay.
he goes along with it until finally he can't take it anymore. And in a brutal scene, she is crying, confessing her love, and he's playing along until finally he just starts laughing at her and says, "Nope, this was all a joke. We were just here to use you and abuse you until we left." And she's let her son. And then the other guy, he actually did fall in love with her. So the one she falls in love with is just a complete dirtbag and just wrecks her. And the other guy's like professing her love, but then she knows that it was a bet, so she wants nothing to do with him. So it is like a love triangle, but more like a hate triangle.
Wow.
It is dark and horrible, and sad to say, I laughed hard because it is so harsh. It's that so harsh, you're just like, oh my gosh, I can't believe somebody would do that. Yeah,
Oh, that's brutal.
yeah. And Your Friends and Neighbors? Worse.
Okay, great. Well, I'm sorry that his black comedy in The Wicker Man didn't land with you.
Nope.
Um,
At all.
Unfortunate. This film, I don't know if you noticed, is dedicated to the Ramones guitarist,
I did see
Johnny
that.
Ramone. This is kind of a weird dedication, but Johnny Ramone was the person that showed Nick Cage the original Wicker Man for the first time,
Interesting.
and so got the dedication.
That's obviously coming from Nick.
Oh yeah,
Yeah.
100%. Yeah. That, and I'm sure Nick had plenty of sway on that kind of thing in this movie.
2006. This has got to be on the downswing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, you'll appreciate my last cool fact.
Oh, I can't wait.
The original director, Robin Hardy, had his name removed from the credits of this film.
I don't even know who that is.
The original director of
Oh, I need to-
1973 Wicker Man.
I need to check this person out.
Yeah. Probably just didn't like it, I would say.
Had their name removed. How do you know how far in they got? Like, did they direct?
Well, it would have been an honorary, credit, most likely.
Oh, he directed the original.
Yeah, directed the original.
Okay.
And
And then The Wicker Tree.
Yeah, so he had been trying to get a sequel made for his Wicker Man for 15 years or something when this one got greenlit. And then he saw this one, didn't like it, and then went and made out his sequel in 2011, I believe.
Yeah, The Wicker Tree.
Yeah.
Which has a lower rating than The
Ouch.
Wicker Man.
Unfortunate.
Yeah. And I can tell by the letterbox rating that they're being nice.
Oh,
Yeah.
unfortunate.
Yeah, like there's no way that these scores average out to a 1.9. I'm sorry. They're being nice. This is
Gotcha.
definitely lower than 1.9.
I see.
They grade on a curve, and I don't get it.
Yeah, I don't like that they do that, but whatever.
So he's only directed 3 films and 3 shorts. This
Okay.
Robin Hardy gentleman.
Yeah.
Yeah. The Wicker Man, The Wicker Tree, and something called The Fantasist. The Fantasist.
Okay. You got there.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh. Okay. I'm going to read this because I'm... All right. It's called The Fantasist. A young Dublin woman is stalked by a telephone charmer who poses victims nude and then stabs them.
Oh. Unfortunate. Well, I can't say I've seen a Robin Hardy film.
Neither have I.
I will check out the original.
I doubt
Wicker
I will.
Man. Okay. I'll let you know how it is.
I look forward to it.
Well, that's been my cool facts.
I like them.
Thank you.
I always love the cool facts.
Yeah, I always love your cool facts on the other podcast. It's so nice when you get to just listen.
It is. This is awesome.
So we have our small town impact and cinematic imprint. I couldn't get a whole lot. We're not a huge part of this movie, unfortunately. But I did get a couple things.
Nice.
So I already mentioned this a little bit, but the Wicker Man used a section of highway near Merritt that is still widely scouted by films in the area.
Interesting.
Yeah. So that was from Terry at the TNFC. So thank you again to Terry and
Thanks, Terry.
the whole film commission for supporting us and giving us this information. And yeah, so it's kind of cool that there's kind of a recurring film history there. Apparently it doesn't get used as much, but it does get scouted quite a bit.
Interesting.
Yeah. There are other stretches of highway that are just amazing here. Hard to beat. So, yeah. And then they also used Lac du Bois for a lot of their kind of grasslandy scenes.
Oh.
And it seamlessly blends into the coast. So it's just another example of how Kamloops is really good at being a lot of different places. And I never really even noticed how they were mixing that together.
Yep.
But there are some things, especially when Nick Cage is kind of running around the less densely forested areas.
Mm-hmm.
It was shot around here, and the graveyard, I believe, was around here.
Nice.
Yeah. So
Good for us.
yeah, right. Those are my only two cinematic imprint facts today.
2 more than I had.
Right? 2 more than I had before we started this too. But yeah, so that's everything I've got. So with that, are we rating this movie, Manny?
We are.
All right. Do you want to take the lead, or should I?
Let's end on a positive note. I'll take the lead.
Okay.
So I'll say this. The movie gained a point through our discussion.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow.
So it's a 2.
Yeah, I was gonna say that I know what it is.
It's a 2. There's no way I would give this a passing grade.
Yeah.
Not a chance. This was a 1 coming in,
Yeah.
but our discussion of the 5 favorite things, the cinematography was really good.
Yeah.
There was a couple funny scenes. So going by my usual rating systems,
Yeah.
I didn't hate every aspect of this film.
Yeah.
So I'm going to give it a 2.
Yeah. A 1 is a really hard rating to give out. It has to be like the craft has to be bad as well, in my opinion.
No, I can definitely give a 1 to a well-crafted film.
Okay.
Yeah.
Trying to think. Oh, okay. Maybe there's a couple. Yeah. Okay. I'll take that back. But for the most part, 1s come around when the craft is
Which one
bad
was it?
as well.
Like Howard's End.
Interesting.
Gave that a 1.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I don't think I've seen that.
It's a Best Picture nominee. And I gave it a 1.
Brutal.
It's boring.
You're so against. Oh, it's the theater, the theatrical director, right? Who?
Oh,
You're not a huge lead.
James Ivory. It's a Merchant Ivory film.
Right.
No, you're
I'm
thinking
thinking of Mike Lee.
Yeah, Mike
Yeah.
Lee. Not a fan of him.
Yeah. I'm okay with Mike Lee.
I'm happy for you.
Yeah.
Exclamation point.
Anyway, I enjoy this. It's a 3 for me. It's
A 3.
yeah, it makes it past.
3.
Well, it's because I like Nick Cage, and I really like the production design and the cinematography and the base story, and Ellen Burstyn is really good. We've kind of touched on that. I thought it's a 3. I enjoy it enough.
Okay.
Yeah,
I'm proud of you.
it's not winning any awards or anything.
It won an award.
Well, okay, that's deserved. I take that back. It's not winning more awards than that.
That's
but yeah, so that's been The Wicker Man.
The Wicker
I
Man.
suppose.
Yeah.
So with that, you can feel free to check us out on social media, on Facebook at Small Town Big Screen, and Instagram at smalltownbigscreen.pod. I'm so good at this. Can't you tell?
Yeah.
It's not like I've done it before a bunch of times. And then if you would like to reach out directly by email, you can get us at smalltownbigscreen.pod@gmail.com. And without further ado, thank you so much for listening and for watching this episode on The Wicker Man. I've been Kyle Robertson.
I'm Manny Manuel. Adios.